So my name is Marc Laporte. I am a volunteer on a project called TikiWiki CMS Groupware, which is basically a large open source community management system which has been going along for nearly 8 years now. So basically TikiWiki has lots of features. It has really, it's actually the documentation is over 1,000 pages of features. So it'd be too long to describe, but quickly there's a wiki engine, a database tracker, there's discussion forums, a blogging engine. So think about all the features that you would need for an intranet or a community management system or to manage a website, and those features are built into Tiki. So Tiki is an application written in PHP. So historically it's been working on the LAMP stack, so Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. And in theory it was working on IIS because PHP supported IIS, but we didn't have critical mass of people in our community, so some people would report bugs, but they were not necessarily fixed. So we had theoretical support for IIS. So basically, one of the important things of any tool, but specifically Tiki, is to reduce the technical barrier to do something. So it's to publish content, to share, and once people have their Tiki installed, that's under our control. It's up to us to make a nicer user interface, to make the features more intuitive. However, people still need to install it. And installing things in a web application is not as easy historically than a desktop application. Desktop users are used to double-click, wait a bit, maybe answer a few questions, and it's done. In a web application, that's not the case. So this was a barrier to entry, which we had on our roadmap to try to find a solution, and then WebPI came along, and then we were really interested in saying, well, this would be a way to have that double-click experience, so people can either install on their computer and quickly have access to Tiki and to try it out, and if they like it, then they can deploy it on their server, and then again, with Web Platform Installer, it could be an easy process for installing and upgrading. So basically, there's two things. First thing, we needed to make the support better for IIS because we had those bug reports. We even had some people who had sent in some patches, but we hadn't taken the time to really clear all those out. So that was the first step. And then basically, we had to make a customized package of Tiki for the Web Platform Installer. Basically, you need to change a few things to make the Web Platform Installer able to create the database and put the usernames, and after you need to fill out a form. So technically we're almost there. We haven't submitted the application yet, but we fixed all the important bugs in IIS. As far as we know now, it's completely stable, and of course we'll see once we have lots of people using it. But now the step is really to finalize the packaging and to submit it. And now we're actually in Tiki version 5 in the release candidate mode, so within about a week we'll be releasing the final version, and within a week we hope to as well submit officially to the Web Platform Installer. We got a lot. In fact, one of those things like in computing or in many things, the first time you need to solve a problem, it can take a lot of time, but the second time is 5 minutes, and computing is typically like that. So, it's a new platform. A lot of us didn't know how it would work and where to look and where the documentation is. So actually we got some help. Wade Hilmo came down from Redmond to actually spend some time at our event and explain to us how it works and answer our questions. And that really helped us to be able to do a first draft with the Web Platform Installer. And of course, once everything's in place and you know where the parts are, to after fix bugs, it's a lot easier. So we got a lot of help. So what we're hoping is that by being part of the Web Platform Installer, it's going to make it easier for people to test Tiki. In many cases, easier to deploy. In some places, they already have an IIS server running. So when they tried to install Tiki historically, it could have been, even with the documentation, a bit complicated, and then they run into bugs. Now they're going to be able to install it, deploy it with the platform of their choice, and it's going to be an easy experience and a fun experience. So I think that it'll increase the number of people that will have the opportunity to use Tiki and hopefully keep it and make it and help Tiki and have Tiki make them more efficient in whatever they're trying to do.